We are back leading off from the last video. We are on a 3-game win streak to start the year, and a lot has already happened. Something to keep an eye on is John Wall. He is 32 years of age and has already missed a game, potentially could miss a second game due to a bruised rib. Not saying he's been playing bad, but if he can only give us a couple games out of a month, it's gonna be bad. Our guy Sumner has been shooting terribly. It's almost around that time to start lowering his minutes, seeing who else we can get going. Somebody who's on my radar, Caleb Martin. He's shooting great. We have not seen a lot of Josh Richardson this season. Actually, we haven't seen Josh Richardson at all. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Caleb Martin the start. We're gonna lower Sumner's minutes just a bit. We're gonna lower Tate's minutes just a bit. Tate hasn't been playing bad, just not that crazy. And we're gonna add some to Richardson. So we're going 11 deep going into this next game. We're gonna see if John Wall is gonna be healthy. If he's healthy going into the next game, we might play him and we might actually sit him going into this game. But let's simulate and see. So it says he is fully healed. So I'm gonna have computer adjust rotation, and then I'm gonna take a look at it. Sumner for Martin, we're gonna lower his minutes. We're gonna give those minutes to Caleb. Caleb is going to take a starting role going into the next game. I'm excited for it. I honestly am, because I think he's going to do very well. Let's take some minutes off of Tate. I feel like he's playing a lot of minutes that he does not need to be. And then we can keep Iggy in that starting lineup. I mean, last game he kind of went crazy. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. I say we go ahead and give him another start as well. And as we see, NBA injury report, John Wall, I just felt like running, set to return against the Suns. Nothing else crazy has happened. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the standings, because this video we most likely will simulate some games. So taking a look at the conference, I mean, wait, first in the conference right now with the Clippers, the East, Bulls, Hawks. It's still very early. Like I said, I think we're gonna play the Suns game, and I think we're gonna simulate most of this next week. But we do have the Clippers, so we might have to play that Clippers game. I ain't gonna lie. But the Suns are 0-2 to start the year. They're still looking for their first win after coming off a crazy year. So, hey, we're not gonna be the ones to give it to them. I hope not. Honolulu Breeze undefeated. Suns yet to have a win. Been a very weird start for them as Chris Paul takes a quick shot. Been a very weird start for them trying to get things going. As we see, John Wall is back out there. Caleb Martin getting his first start of the season. Already some movements coming from the Breeze as Wall tries to fit it in where it can't fit. And Booker gets it going with the first bucket. And it's always concerning when you get an injury as early as they did with John Wall missing a game. And hey, as they were able to get that win, as Ayton gets an easy roll to the cup. As they were able to get that first win, I mean, it definitely felt like this team needs John Wall out there. And if they're not going to get minutes from John Wall, that's going to be concerning. So I feel like as a coach, you have to be watching his minutes. If he's going to be injury prone this year, if he's going to be worried about his health, if you're going to be worried about his health, you got to be smart. And the good thing is, though, is, great defense by Isaac, and he still somehow finishes that. And the good thing about this team is they have a lot of young guys that are ready to go. And Isaac rolls, and he catches it in the air. Great finish by Jonathan Isaac. And Jonathan Isaac yet to sign his extension. A lot of questions coming around. Is he going to be someone that you want for the long term, or is he just here for a little bit? And, you know, the more games that go by, I feel like he's definitely a valuable piece for this Honolulu team. And Ayton gets one as well. And John Wall is back. Oh my gosh, Ayton destroying the rim. But John Wall is back. 3 assists for John Wall to start this game. And like we said, he's just the certified leader for this team. He's somebody who they definitely need out there as Booker tries his luck with the fadeaway shot. And Ayton somehow still gets in there. I don't know how John Wall got that through. Misses the lob. And Booker hits an open 3. And that falls. 3-point lead for Phoenix. And John Wall blows by Chris Paul and takes it to the top floor. And this guy is coming off of bruised ribs. Just dunking on your team like that? And Isaac comes over and helps. Can't help enough as Booker putting the team on his back early. And Booker had a great start to this game. Definitely looking good. Sark gets an open mid-range, and they just give it to him. 8-13. Not much for the Honolulu fans to cheer for right now. And somehow finishes that. What a tough finish by Ayo. Goodness. It's kind of just him and Sark. Sark backs up just a little too much, and Cam not even realizing what's going on. And I think Ayo kind of knew that and finishes above him. That was a tough finish. And Bazley cuts, and he's been doing that well all year. If he can catch it in that paint, it's almost a bucket every single time. We've yet to really see his jump shot flourish that much in this role, but hey, that's all they need him for right now. What a move by Cameron Payne. Jeez. Great board by Nerlens Noel. Good putback. Not much to say on the offensive end for Honolulu. They just have to get some stops here. Looks like we're going to see Sumner out here. Sumner, of course, losing his starting position going into tonight, so could definitely see him be a little bit more aggressive. And now let's tie this together. Let's go ahead and get us a bucket. As Sumner, extra aggressive, can't finish as Bazley gets in there and gets fouled. And right off the bat, Sumner tries to get a bucket and can't finish, and he has just been struggling from the field. But Bazley, 57% from the field, most of his buckets coming in that paint. I think they like him in that role. I think they like him being that go-to. Hey, if he's rolling, if you see him sprinting down the floor, give him the ball because it will most likely go in. And as I just said, as Bazley beats everyone down the court. And that's going to tie it up as Cameron Payne tries his luck. Ooh, almost hits. And as I just said, Bazley is so athletic. But what a first quarter. Lots of offense. Not a lot of defense going on here. And that's to be expected. It's a team that is on a roll right now, playing very solid basketball, and another team that's desperate to get their first win of the year. You know, I always get worried about, how long does it take to get your first win if you don't get it the first game of the year? 2 losses already in the year for Phoenix, and it's talked about. We have to win. We need a win. To be in a game with a team that just joined the NBA, it can't be good. It can't be a good conversation in the locker room. And I'm sure this is almost considered as a must-win for them or their first opportunity to get a win. As Jonathan Isaac rolls, easy bucket. Jonathan Isaac, just so solid. There's not really a lot of people that can match up with him. And he's so good on the defensive end. And Martin on Booker. Martin yet to score. What a game to get your first start going against one of the best scorers in this league. As they give it to him on the break. It gets nothing, tries to pass, and turnover. And they are not playing that pick and roll good at all. And Honolulu and John Wall is taking complete advantage of that. They're going to keep doing it as long as they can't stop it, as Booker almost gets an open 3 right there. Ayton gets it in the paint. And they bring the double, and he somehow hits the post fade. What a shot by Ayton. And I got to see that again, as Jonathan Isaac was actually open right there. And I was thinking Ayton was just going to do a little touch pass to him. And no, he decided to keep it, backs it down. Shamet comes over, seeing what's happening. Could have probably went for the ball right there. I guess didn't want to foul him, but Ayton, what a good looking shot. Oh, and that could have been a block, and they call the foul. And everybody in the stands can't believe it. That was great defense by Jonathan Isaac. And Martin catches him, and Martin catches him on the pump fake, then gets ripped by Chris Paul, and he's not having the best start right now. Honolulu Breeze holding on to a 1-point lead. Caleb Martin yet to score in his first start. in a Honolulu Breeze jersey as John Wall rises over everybody. And I just can't believe how he's been playing to start this year. I hope and pray he can keep this up for the entire season. But it has been refreshing to see as he took such a long break as Booker puts on the moves and hits. And Ayton gets it in the paint. And oh my gosh, punches it on Saric's head. And Ayton having an amazing year so far. I think he's going to be decorated by the end of this year. All-star, maybe first team, maybe MVP considerations. That's just me, you know, I'm a Honolulu fan. And it's a mismatch on Chris Paul in there. And he's gonna do the same thing and dunks over Chris Paul. And is that Crowder down there? Oh my gosh. Ayton with 12 points so far in this first half. And Caleb Martin thinks he has a lot of space, can't hit. Great rebound by Ayton, and they can't hang on to it. And Caleb Martin struggling today. And John Wall playing some great defense right there. And another mismatch for Ayton as he decides to do the turnaround and hits it. Wow, this is the type of game that you remember for a very long time of we've seen glimpses of greatness. We've seen what Ayton could do at his full potential. Almost giving me like Anthony Davis prime vibes. Anthony Davis is still a great player, but this is a different animal. Sumner, what a move by Sumner. And Sumner scores first before Caleb Martin, who took his starting spot. Not saying that means much, but hey, we can see how aggressive Sumner is now. Maybe he just needed that time to see how good he was. Sorry, takes a tough one over Ayton. Not sure why people keep taking shots over Ayton. Tallest guy on the floor. And that's a great shot. Ooh, can't finish, and Ayton right there to clean it up. And he is playing terrific. Suns going down to the shot clock and somehow hits that. What a tough shot. And they give it to Ayton for the buzzer beater. Sumner laughing that one off because he has no clue why he passed it to Ayton right there. But what a half for Deandre Ayton. The upcoming schedule for the Honolulu Breeze, that next game, we will be able to see both of the powerhouses go at each other right now. Two of the hottest teams right now, Monday. And man, once again, Ayton has just been doing everything he can and some. He's showing why he needs to be respected and what respect he needed when he was in Phoenix. You know this game means a little something to him, but at the same time, he's just trying to play his game. 16 points, 9 rebounds for him in the first half. And I don't see him slowing up at all. And you know, I always say, you know, you got a little bit of a chip on your shoulder when you do play your old teams. And I don't think Ayton is feeling like that. It was a mutual agreement for him to not stay and to go somewhere else. And I think he has no beef with anybody on the Suns team. And I think he's happy here in Honolulu because he has a bigger role. Where when he was in Phoenix, he was behind Devin Booker, basically. They give it to him to start, and oh my goodness. And we are right back at it. Saric is no match for Ayton. And John Wall goes ahead and takes it, and this is getting ugly. And John Wall gets a steal off of Chris Paul. And here we come, and Ayton finishes as Saric just loses an eye on him. Honolulu Breeze averaging 33 assists per game. They are first in the NBA. We are watching the best passing team in the NBA right now, and this is their first year as a team. And great help, and somehow they call a foul. Great help by Ayton, though, to make that shot 10 times harder. And maybe that impact of losing Ayton was a little bit too much they could handle moving into this season, as they really have not been able to get anything going this year, especially offensively. And Martin gets one and can't hit, and he has yet to score and has had a few opportunities. John Wall almost gets a steal, and maybe that's that excitement of finally getting that starting job. And as we know, this early in the season, it's never permanent for starters unless you're the star player or, you know, an all-star or significant role player. It's never a given. And he forces that one. I'm not sure what he's doing. And Iggy's in the corner, and Iggy still on fire from last game where it felt like he could not miss. And Sark tries his luck for the three-point line. He can't hit. Great rebound by Iggy. And this is definitely the matchup he would want, as they're going to ISO out for him. And he goes by him baseline, and that is a great way to get started. 1 for 7 to start the game out for Caleb Martin. And yep, Honolulu getting a new 5 out there. It's Tate. Oh, what an aggressive move. And that is Tate. That is Tate. He gives you those solid buckets that you're not expecting ever. Isaac catches it. And he's going to try his post work. And that's an easy layup. Pretty big mismatch right there. And Honolulu, they never stray away from that post game. They are, whoa, great defense by Isaac as Tate is out on the break, and he's going to go ahead and finish that. And man, this is ugly. This is very ugly. As Booker trying to keep this together, as Booker's almost out there by himself, it feels like. Isaac, oh my goodness. And when you see someone that tall jump that high, you get terrified. You should not be standing down there. You should move out of the way. And we are heading into the fourth, and man, this game started out really slow, and then Honolulu took off, particularly that man, Deandre Ayton. Here's the State Farm assist of the game. Go get that, Ayton. And Booker makes a couple moves and can't hit. And this is just not good for Phoenix. They have a lot to think about heading into the future of this team. And Baisley can't get in, and Sumner gets it back and gets fouled. Sumner staying active, and I was very excited to stand up for Baisley catching that lob. But Phoenix is going to have to figure out some things because, for one, I mean, just by watching this game's film, you will be able to show this film to anybody and say, we do not have enough firepower on the offensive end. It's that simple, especially against a team like Honolulu, who usually plays taller players, plays deep in the paint. They want you to beat them shooting. And if you have one guy that's going to be aggressive shooting, it's not going to happen. And woo, Sumner should have just went up for it as he turns it over. Phoenix is in a scoring drought, not scoring for over 3 minutes now. You know when you play 2K and you 21 somebody, oh, turnover by John Wall. I was saying, you know, this game was low-key a 21 already. You know, the game should be over. And Booker pushes off John Wall, hits open 3, and timeout, Honolulu Breeze. Still 4 minutes left in this game. You don't want to give them a run. And Caleb Martin catches it in the corner, and he finally hits a 3. And the bench hype for that one, because they're like, finally. Devin Booker staying alive here. Really their only hope so far. And John Wall gets an open 3, and you know he's going to take it. You know he'll take it if he can. Ayton scored 32 points and 22 rebounds, 6 of them on the offensive board. He was going nuts. And Baisley added 17. Interesting. And our change ended up not being the best, but it's too early to tell. Caleb Martin was a little antsy, shooting 12 times, the second most on the team. Next game, he'll probably come down to earth, but Sumner a lot more efficient, didn't even shoot a 3, 9 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. He did have 3 turnovers, so both of them didn't have the greatest game. So that shooting guard spot is wide open on this team right now. And John Wall, his first game back from an injury, 14 points, 15 assists. I can't complain. And he added 3 steals to it. And our guy Jonathan Isaac, 6 for 6 from the field, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. I was doubting him earlier. I'm not doubting him anymore. I don't know another power forward I could get like that. And we also got a comment to say that we could match him up on a lot of star players. This time we really didn't have to. I mean, we were blowing them out majority of the game. Booker did drop 30 on us, but this team is so bad. Like, past Booker, I would have let any of these dudes score. Booker's all they got. They're going to have a long year. So we're going to play this Clippers game, and then we're going to simulate through this week. And this could really change our season, because if we win this, we are considered the best team in the West to start the year. If we lose this, that proves that we still have, you know what I mean, time to grow. But depending on how bad the loss is, we're not that far from being a great team. Deandre Ayton with a new single game record for the Breeze, 22 rebounds and a career night for him. John Wall looked lethal out there tonight with 15 assists. This is actually a new single game record. So we had 2 records in that game. Ayton with 22 rebounds and John Wall with 15 assists. 22 rebounds was actually Ayton's career high. So lit. But now, we got the Clippers. The Clippers are 3-0. As we know, they have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. Paul George has actually been struggling. Only 11 points in the last 2 games, 20 to start the year. Kawhi Leonard, kind of the same deal, 14, 21, and 14. So they haven't really had to play that hard. We look at their past games. They played the Rockets, Kings, and the Suns. All teams I would probably consider lower tier teams, and these were all decisive victories. And we're on a back-to-back, so let's do this, man. And we are back in the Cordova Center, and this is a nice back-to-back for the Honolulu fans as they get 2 straight home games, but tonight is a special one. Last night, we seen a lot. We seen John Wall get the assist record for Honolulu, and then we seen Ayton go for a career high with 22 rebounds. Tonight, it's 2 of the best teams in the West battling it out. For both teams, this game means a lot because they have done well against the lower tier teams in the league. But this is the first game where you can say, hey, we're playing a really good team tonight. Let's make it count. And Caleb Martin gets, can't finish. John Wall cleans it up. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And we're already seeing how competitive this game is going to be as Caleb Martin gets it again and can't run out fast enough to beat Paul George. As we know, Paul George is great on the defensive end as he takes a 3 running up the court. And here we go. And Ayton gets started. You know they're gonna try it. That John Wall Ayton pick and roll, I would say, is probably the best offensive set this team has. Every team knows they're gonna do it. You really just don't know when. And Ayton gets another easy lay, as for some reason Zubac was left out on that 3-point line, but Deandre Ayton averaging 29 points per game this year. He is the offensive anchor for this team, and he doesn't even have to, with guys like John Wall, Jonathan Isaac, Caleb Martin, guys who, yeah, you can ISO if you want, as long as you score. And they're going to go ahead and double team and leave Zubac wide open under the rim. And Ayton, same goes as Ayton beats Zubac back down the floor. And Ayton has a 32% usage rate right now. I wouldn't say that's high, but I would say that's exactly what Ayton wanted joining this team, as Paul George takes a tough one. But I'm sure that's exactly what he wanted as they continue to grow his role, and John Wall showing his experience, going at his pace, averaging 18 per game for them. And that's a great set by Honolulu, having the point guard just sprint around a bunch of screens, come down, get an easy jump shot. Iguodala, always a good passer, smart playmaker. And Paul George tries his luck, and great block by Ayton, and he chases it down and grabs it. Ayo uses the screen, sees Tate rolling, and Tate gets blocked by Luke Kennard. And what a rebound. Oh my goodness, Bazley, just a high flyer. I know they love having him on the team because it was a blessing in disguise almost. He fell in their lap, and he's been doing everything he can and some, especially when he was trying to find his role in OKC. I feel like he has his role here as Nerlens tries to beat everybody down the floor, can't finish, looking for that foul right there. And Ayo catches it in the corner, shoots it, and he hits. 7-15. Honolulu truly establishing themselves to start this out. Great steal by Bazley. Hands it to Sumner to push it and passes it back to Bazley. Great give and go by Honolulu. Great pass by Sumner. Bazley playing both sides of the ball. Man, I can't stop complimenting his game because he just plays so solid. You know what to expect from him every night. What a first quarter by Honolulu as they dominate. Nothing coming from Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Paul George hit that quick three to start, and that's about it we've seen from those two. Other than that, it's been Honolulu Breeze, how they've been doing on the offensive end, all the stops they've been making. It's a great night to be a Breeze fan. And Caleb Martin gets an easy mid-range, and he can't hit. And he's gone cold. And Paul George gets left out at the three-point line and can't hit. Iguodala chases it down. And Ayton's coming in, and Paul George playing the lane well. Him and Kawhi have been stealing the ball like crazy today as Paul George takes an off-balance three and can't hit that. Rolls a reverse. They're going to pass it out to Ayton. And Ayton goes ahead and tries his luck and hits a tough one over Paul George. And we've seen him do that a lot last game, and he loves that shot, especially over a smaller defender. In Honolulu Breeze upcoming schedule, they have the Warriors, Nuggets, Trailblazers, Spurs. Honolulu Breeze is being introduced to the league by playing all the powerhouse teams now. Teams that have had great legacies, and it's time for Honolulu Breeze to start a legacy of their own, playing these teams that you dream about playing. Reggie Jackson shoots off balance, can't hit. Paul George catches this and shoots. And when in doubt, send Bazley in the pick and roll. What a finish. You could really just lob it up there, and he's gonna figure out a way to grab it. And Covington gets an open three, and he hits it. And uh-oh, here we go. And Iggy takes his time and can't hit. And I would say Honolulu started this game off pretty hot. But here we are, now a 2-point lead that they're holding on to. Great pass by Iguodala to Nerlens Noel. Nerlens always sets great ball screens. Ayo. Love his quick release. Great shot by him. 22-28. 15 seconds left to go in this half. And what a half. What a half. Clippers finally showing some life as we headed to the end of that second quarter. Yeah, Honolulu has been playing well. They're doing what they're doing. Like I said, they cooled way off to get to the end of that quarter, but you know that ties into the energy of the game, the vibe of the game, and we're gonna see what else happens just because they are coming off of a back-to-back. That's hard. It's hard, especially when you are playing. You went from playing a team that hasn't even won a game this year to a team that is just as good as you. And hey, they're still showing up. They're still doing everything they can. And I feel like they can pull this one out. It just depends on if they can keep Paul George and Kawhi locked down because they have yet to contribute much this game. Paul George only has 6 points so far. Kawhi Leonard is yet to score. So depending on how they get involved, this half could change this whole game. If they continue to be complacent and thinking, you know, this is as easy as our 30-point blowouts we've had this year, it's going to be a long day for them. As John Wall does what he's been doing all year. If you don't think I'm going to blow by you and get a bucket off this pick and roll, you're mistaken. That's why their pick and roll works so well, because John Wall plays so well off of that screen. As Reggie Jackson tries his luck. And great defense by Isaac. And catches Paul George in the paint. And I think that's going to be an easy bucket, and it is. 12 points for Deandre Ayton so far, and he's doing what Deandre Ayton does. And what a move by Kawhi as Ayton comes over and helps. And I don't think Isaac wasn't going to let that go in either. They're not making it easy on them. And that's kind of crazy. Kawhi Leonard's first point in this game coming in the third quarter. And what a great block by Ayton, passing it up to Isaac, and Isaac finishes the tough one. Wow. And this is an interesting game. We are seeing, and Kawhi, and I think Isaac just blocked that in, but hey, and one goes to Kawhi Leonard after the good crossover. And what a cut by Ayton. Great offense for them, and as we've said this many a times, Honolulu Breeze is currently first in the NBA in assists per game. They're the best passing team in the NBA in our first couple weeks in this league. Kawhi Leonard's gonna come out. Paul George is gonna stay out there on the floor. Hopefully we see some more of him, but hey, I mean, it's only a 9-point lead here. And what a pass. I think everybody thought he was gonna shoot it, and Ayton's just standing in the paint alone as Tate pushes the issue. Great finish. What a block by Noel. And Honolulu just seeing how well can they play defense today as Ayton gets an easy bucket over the smaller defender. And I don't think the Clippers are going to get back into this game as long as they play offense like this. They're not trying anything new. And here's Ayton. What a finish. And I think we are currently looking at one of the best teams in the West. And the fact that they were just assembled this year. All with guys that were hungry. All with guys that want to make a difference. All with guys that really don't know their future. All with guys wanting to prove something. And here they are now beating good teams as Sumner tries to force the layup. But, I mean, it's just stops after stops as Powell finally gets some points on the board for the Clippers. Kawhi and Paul George have went missing. I don't know where they are. It's almost as if they think this game is just gonna come back. They're almost playing like them veterans, you know, that coast through the whole game, thinking it's all sweet. You know, my young guys will keep up. My young guys will keep us in this game. But they need Kawhi and PG. And yeah, you could look at it as, you know, this is just a regular season game. This is just a regular game. But if you're looking at it as Honolulu, you need this win because you want to prove that you can do it. You want to prove that you can come in on a random Tuesday night and beat Kawhi Leonard. As Kawhi Leonard tries his luck to start the quarter, and here we go with the fourth quarter. Caleb Martin gets an open three and doesn't hit. I don't think he's hit today. Bazley. What a take by Bazley. No center in the paint to help. I almost think that's a nightmare if you're guarding Bazley. Who's going to guard him that high in the air while he's changing where the ball is? And Kawhi, nice hesitation, gets in the paint, finishes. Look at Bazley, can't finish. And John Wall's going to try his luck, and that's an easier bucket for the veteran. I got it, youngin'. But Bazley still was able to keep the ball alive. Kawhi catches it in the paint, tries his hook. Great defense by Tate. Passes it out to Iguodala. Iguodala goes ahead and pushes it, tries a floater, and Paisley keeps it alive. Paisley is playing so well, and I almost think that's the difference in this game is the Honolulu Breeze second string came to play. I can't think of anybody in the starting lineup outside of, oh, what a shot by Kawhi. But I can't think of anybody in the starting lineup outside of Ayton that's really had a true impact on this game. I think Honolulu has just played well as a team overall. Caleb Martin tries his luck from 3 and he hits that one. Oh, and John Wall breaks Reggie Jackson out of his shoes and finishes the tough one on Zubac. I'm sorry, but if you're a basketball fan, you gotta see this one again. Hey, come to this dance with me, Reggie. Whoa, Reggie not even knowing where he's going with it. And oh, it's just a center in the paint? I can handle that. Goes straight into the body of Zubac. Finishes that tough layup. John Wall honestly not having a crazy scoring night, but he's been rebounding, passing the ball well. He's been getting assists. He's been playing great defense on the floor. Kawhi faces up on Ayton. And woo, great first step. Kawhi coming alive a little bit too late in this one as John Wall, no defense in the way. As John Wall basically doing whatever he wants right now. Honolulu Breeze kind of solidified themselves tonight. 12-4 run for the Clippers to end this one, but too little, too late. Honolulu Breeze played so well in that second and third quarter, holding the Clippers to almost nothing. And, you know, the fourth quarter, you know, they don't have much of the starters out here now, and I think this is something to talk about. If you're a fan of the NBA, and Nerlens Noel, goodness. You watched this game tonight or you heard about this game, you know that this win actually meant something. The Breeze are here to stay. This organization is here to stay for the long run. They're already competing at a very high level. Not only that, but they have younger players on their team too that can stay on this team for multiple years to come. And Deandre Ayton, of course, the player of the game tonight. You want to talk about somebody who started this game going on 10 from the jump all the way to the last bucket. It was this guy. He didn't let off the gas once, and he was able to not only keep these boys in this game, but when the teams were not shooting well, he was able to still shoot the ball well. So we moved to 5-0, giving the Clippers their first loss of the year, moving them to 3-1. Ayton, 34 points, 18 rebounds. He didn't even miss a shot. I mean, all of his buckets was in the paint, 3 blocks. He played amazing. And Paisley, man, what is going on with this kid? 17 the last game, 20 this game, and he's still on bench minutes. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that yet. John Wall, 16.7 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, and he didn't miss a shot. All of his was easy buckets in the paint. Caleb Martin, 2 for 12, 2 for 10 for the 3-point line. He's getting the shot volume to do damage. Literally the same conversation we were having about Sumner. Breeze Nation, we did it again. Winning streak stands at 5, and it is just going to get longer. Let's keep the train rolling. Breaking. The Breeze's winning streak continues. That's their 5th win in a row. And let's go around the league. Let's go around the league for a second. So as the current standings go, obviously we're the best team in the West. Well, we have the most wins in the West. And we're one of only 3 undefeated teams, Golden State Warriors. Oh, I didn't see the Nuggets are down here. They only have 2 games played so far, so they probably have a ton of games coming up. And then in the East, there's only 2 undefeated teams so far, the Bulls and the Hawks. Current league leader in points is Luka with 35, Trae Young with 32, Shea with 30, and Deandre Ayton with 30. DeRozan ends out that top 5. Let's see what top 10. Dame, Embiid, Tatum, Giannis, and Buddy Hield. That's kind of surprising. League leader in rebounds, Ayton with 15. Rudy Gobert's right behind him with 11.5. Luka is in the top 5 with 11. League leader in assists, my boy John Wall with 12. He's averaging 17 points and 12 assists in 4 games. James Harden right behind him with 9. LaMelo right behind him with 9. Josh Giddey with 9. Wow. Luka with 9. Jokic with 9. Bron. Steals per game. Draymond Green is the league leader. Almost 2 more than the next person. Anthony Davis, league leader in blocks. Do I have anybody that's on this list? Nah, not really. Ayton hasn't been a huge shot blocker for me yet, but he's up there. So let's take a look at those team stats. Obviously, we have the most wins in the NBA right now. We average the most points per game. Right behind us is the Denver Nuggets. Points allowed. Phoenix is at the top with 103. Where are we at? We're 19th at 84 points allowed per game. That's not bad. So point differential, we're second. Dallas first. Both teams undefeated. So we're playing good defense and we're putting up points. Field goals made, we lead by a lot. As I expected, we are first in field goal percentage at 62%. Nuggets first in 3-pointers made. And Luka just dropped 35 on the Trailblazers. Yeah, Luka's having a great year. 35, 27, 42, 36. Ayton is competing with Luka for MVP right now, I swear. And I had to take a look at them jersey sales, man. My boy Deandre Ayton is 21st now. Ayton is really making a name for himself in Honolulu. I love that. And I'm gonna lower Iguodala's minutes and I'm gonna give some more minutes to Sumner. That's all I ask, Keith Gordon. That's all I ask. So let's go ahead and simulate. Oh gosh, let's simulate through this game. Let's go. We won by 2. Great win. We didn't have no crazy. I like doing this because it kind of makes everything a little bit more realistic, especially like averages. Like Ayton averaging 30 points isn't the most realistic thing. Giving him a couple games where, you know, it lowers his averages a little bit and then I play some to get it back up. You know, I feel like it gives it a real average. Sumner 2 for 5. We do not have a shooting guard on this team, but Tate showed up. Baisley showed up. So I might be looking at Tate and Baisley a little bit more, but I think we're good. No injuries or anything. We got a back-to-back coming up. Have the 2-1 Nuggets. Oh gosh, let's go. Dub blowout too. John Wall gave us 26. Wow. And freaking Caleb Martin once again 0-3. I think before we go into this next game, I think I have to do it. I have to get Caleb Martin out of that starting lineup, and we're gonna put Tate in there. We're gonna put Tate in that starting lineup. He's earned it. He's earned it. And then I'm moving Baisley up. So now 6-man is Baisley. Then we got Sumner, Ayo, Caleb, and then Nerlens Noel. And then we have Wall starting, Tate starting, Iggy starting, Isaac, Ayton. You're being offered a trade. Patrick Beverly and Kendrick Nunn for Jonathan Isaac. No! Caleb Martin sprains his ankle. No. And Iguodala is gassed after that back-to-back. I did see that we won though. I did see that we won. Another close one too. So let's get Iggy out of the starting lineup. Let's put Baisley into that starting lineup. He deserves it. And Caleb Martin is now, how long did it say he was out? 6 to 8 weeks. So honestly, I'm thinking about giving his minutes to Josh Richardson. And he has a 85 3-point rating. Let's make Ayo our 6-man, Sumner 7th, Iggy 8, Richardson 9, Nerlens Noel 10. And let's look at the stats of that last game. Josh Hart went crazy. Dame held to 8 points. Oh wow. Oh wow. You see it. Yeah, come on, y'all. I'm not doing nothing but simulate. I'm putting this team together. John Wall 13, Tate 13. Ayton had a slow night, 12 points, 5 rebounds. That is interesting, but moving Tate into that starting lineup has been great. I think Tate is a really good starter. I think he might have solidified his role. He hasn't had a bad game yet this year. Sitting at 8-0 to start the year. I simulated a week. I couldn't make it. I was on vacation. I was scouting players. I was going all around the league, and I come back and my team is still winning. we have the most wins in the NBA right now. Thank you guys for watching another episode. We are still going with this. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in so far. I apologize for the frequency of these videos, but hey, I'm still getting them out as much as I possibly can. It's Malik Childish, man. Catch me on the next one.